Hi folks, today I have something interesting for you. All of network nuts like me. I want to show you my personal network lab. Mainly it's a Cisco lab, but I will explain all other purposes that I'm going to use it for. So let's take a closer look at it. Okay. I first need to explain my background before we start with this. So I'm currently holding the CCNA routing and switching and CCNA wireless. I already had a similar lab. It was in the same open rack as this one, but it was a different setup. So recently I started with my CCNP routing and switching, and I decided to upgrade it. There are few reasons why I decided to upgrade it. First of all, I had some Cisco gear that was borrowed to me, so I had to return it, and I purchased my own. So, and also I added a few more servers. Back then I was running like one server. And why did I need server? I will explain it also later. So yeah, I decided to build the almighty lab that will serve me through all my certifications that I want to take, and yeah, that's basically it. So let's start from bottom and work our way to the top. Okay, at the bottom we have this 4U server. It doesn't look like much. It's some old case with this hotspot trace, card reader and stuff. I had to even change these power buttons because the old ones were pretty bad. And nothing particular special about it from outside, but inside I have dual hex core Xeons. So that means 12 physical cores, 24 gigabytes of ECC RAM, and as I showed, I have some couple of hard drives, so I can choose whatever I want to boot without messing with the BIOS first. Yeah, it is really nice server. And from the back, oh yeah, I didn't show you how the lab looks from the back. We'll get into all other stuff later. So from the back, as you can see, I installed 3 quad-port gigabit cards. So I already had 1 gigabit connection on the motherboard. This is actually the Workstation motherboard for the HP Z600. It doesn't quite fit in the ATX case, but I installed this very tiny super micro power supply, and since the motherboard is a little bit longer than standard ATX, I was able to fit it without any issues. You had to fabricate sometimes, but that's all. Okay, these quad port cards are actually HP NC364T. I'm using them in all my servers, so that gives me 1 gigabit port for the hypervisor management, and I also have these 12 ports that I can assign to any virtual machine that I want. There's also some cooling fans and GPU and whatnot. Okay, brilliant thing. It helped me a lot with my CCNA wireless certification. So yeah, that's the first server. Okay, second server, this is 3U server. nothing special. As you can see, it has Core i7. It's the Sandy Bridge 2600. This server has 16 gigs of RAM. It is a little bit underpowered if we consider this one, but still great for running many things. And for something else which we can talk about right now, because we can even explain this server. This is 2U server. It also has Sandy Bridge, but it has i5 2400, and this actually has only 6 gigs of RAM, and it's ideal for running clients, and Linux clients for your Cisco labs. But you can cluster these two without any problems. So esxi, basically you can cluster all of these, but this is the same CPU architecture, so there won't be any issues with that. Okay, so from the back, what do we have in these two servers? As you can see, okay, this server, I actually didn't use the native gigabit port in this server because there are some issues. This is the Realtek chip inside, so for the esxi it's best you stay with Intel or Broadcom or whatever is the best support, but I mainly use these HP cards because they all use Intel. So this is single gigabit port Intel, and this is NC364 like in bottom server. There is also TP-Link wireless card. I plan to use it with the Mikrotik router OS. There is x86 version that I plan to use with this server, so I will have a little fun with that. And the last one, I actually did use native port, but I will install, let's say, a modified version of esxi. Basically you can modify your own esxi, but I found some that has already built-in support for the Realtek chips. This server is not such important that I need to run the latest version of esxi, so yeah, that's okay. These two are also NC364, and this is, I don't know what, they market it as an Intel, but this is some Chinese knockoff thing. It uses, I believe it uses the real Intel, but it's not PCI Express, it's PCI. So I have 2 gigabit connections. I might add another one, but at the current time I don't need it. Okay, that concludes the server stuff. So these servers are meant to run all my virtual machines. So all the clients, you know how the Cisco put client computers in their labs, so these servers will run that. Plus they will run the virtual ISR and Nexus from Cisco, plus many more stuff that I'm interested into. So it will run also pfsense at some time, Mikrotik router esx86, and CHR. I believe it's called CHR Cloud Host Router. So yeah, that's the servers. I also have this KVM switch. I only have on 2 servers. I need to buy better one. Like 4 ports or something like that. This was way before, when I only had like 1 server and side server for something. And it's all hooked up to this monitor. I have this Logitech mouse and keyboard. This is wireless, tiny keyboard, so it's ideal for getting through hypervisor setup and BIOS and stuff like that. Okay, monitor, it has the stand. I use the TV stand just screw it on the rack and serve its purpose. I can also put it like side so it doesn't take a lot of space. Yeah, that's all. You can also see that I have like this magnetic flashlight. I like the magnetic tools. I also have this for the equipment installation. This is the thorax, and this is imbus, and this is for the monitor, so I can adjust the stand. There's some cables, these serial cables from the Cisco. Oh yeah, I forgot this. This is actually a dummy gigabit switch. I'm using it for my servers, so this will be hooked up to my home network. Reason for this is because I'll probably run all the uplinks for these network devices directly to my home switch. I'll show it later probably in some of other videos. I have TP-Link managed switch. This is just a dummy gigabit switch. So this is only for the servers. So all the management ports on the servers are attached to this. So I don't have to run like 3 additional cables to the switch itself. One is more than enough. Okay, let's start with the network equipment. Oh, this is the good one. This is Cisco 2821. It's a 2U router. It has like tons of expansion options. It is a brilliant thing for the lab. You can if you're interested in collaboration lab, you probably know about this particular device, and it is really powerful one. I upgraded this one. I added this system port like switch module, and I also added this serial port cards. But this is also interesting because it has 2 gigabit ports. So yeah, great, and I also got it for a really great price. So that's the reason why it is. I wouldn't actually buy it if it wasn't cheap, but it was cheap, so great. And I also upgraded the RAM. I upgraded from 256 megabytes to 512 megabytes, and this model can take up to 1 gig if you need it, of course. Okay, what's about? This is Cisco 3750 switch. It's 48 ports, and these all are PoE ports. So if you need it for the phones, for the access points, yeah, you got it covered with this. I also have another one, and these two can be stacked. I also have the stack cable on the back side. Yeah, this is standard old Cisco stack cable. If you don't know what the stack is, you'll probably learn it as you go through your certification, but actually what it does, it combines 2 devices into one. So yeah, pretty simple explanation. This device here, this is also router 2811. These are really popular. So, and these are great for the lab. If you have the funds, I would always suggest to use this one. I mean, this is great, but this is one-time offer, cheap, cool stuff. But this is the thing you want. I mean, if you don't want the latest one, you need to take into account that there are actually Cisco has the 2 generations of ISR 1, and this is all my routers are ISR 1 generation, and this is discontinued equipment to so the new ones, they will probably have 900 in their names, 1900 series, 2900 series, etc. So these are like 800 series, so ISR1, so 2821, 2811, and I also have like 3 of these 2801. These are not even the bottom line. The bottom line is like 1841, which is also great and popular thing, but I got this a little bit cheaper than 1841, so that's the reason why I'm running this 2801. Okay, so that's all about it. I mean, you should really be aware about this. If you plan to have a long-term lab, maybe you choose the generation 2, but I will stick with generation 1 because I have all these servers, so I can always virtualize the ASR or something like that and use that in my lab. I don't need the physical equipment to be the current generation, something like that. I need this just for the practice. So, okay, we solved this. We already talked about what I have. Yes, 2801. You can see I have also serial cards. I will probably get more of these smart serial, so they will go there on all of other routers. I need to, of course, obtain more cables. I have this is this and the old DB60 on the other end. So about this rest of the switches, we already talked about routers. So these are 3560. I have 2 of them. Also 48 ports, also PoE. I got this whole set of 4 48 PoE switches for a really great price on the eBay. Oh yeah, if you don't know, I'm from Europe, so I'm buying it from eBay UK. Yeah, great price for the set. You can also probably find the seller that will sell sets like this if you plan to buy it on your, let's say, local eBay or whatever. Yeah, of course these are not stackable. If you don't know, there's these not, but they are still great thing to have in the lab. And yeah, as I said, 2801, 3 of them. Nothing special about this. It's okay for the lab, nothing more, nothing else. And the latest, my last switch is actually also 3560, but this is 8-port PoE version. I'm a big fan of this. I actually bought this and 2811 way before, when I already started my wireless certification. My plan was actually to use this in my home network, but I gave up since I decided not to actually install the Cisco equipment in my house. So it stayed in my lab. I like this. There is also some little interesting thing with this one. Cisco had like magnetic plates, more like, like coasters on stuff that you would put on the fridge, so you could put on the top of it and actually attach to any metallic surface. I recently had some network equipment swap in one rack, and me and my colleague used that magnet to hold the whole switch on the side of the rack. It's cool. I also have this in my office, like 2 of them I have attached to the side of the table with these magnets. So I am really a big fan of these small 3560s. They're ideal if you're actually building some small network or somewhere where you don't need a gigabit connection. This is ideal. Or you want to put it in a vehicle, or I don't know, if you're making something for the conference and you want something small, something light, and this is actually even passively cooled, so it doesn't produce any noise. You can see it from the background. Yeah, this is the heatsink. So okay, you can also see the rest of the equipment. Yes, I also forgot to tell, all the Cisco gear, I took I took some cables and attached them to their console ports, so I don't need to go at the back of this rack and attach my console cable. So I redirected all to the patch panel. So patch panel is above this small Cisco. You can see I have everything. Some of these devices have the console cables at the front, but still redirected to the patch panel because I want, when you put all of these cables and stuff inside, you don't want to mess around it, and especially when this all gets filled or something like that, you don't want to mess with the console cable. I just place it here, so no need to mess around the devices itself. The last parts of my Cisco gear, these are 3502 access points, and this is I and this is E models. So I have two 3502I and 3502E. So E means external antenna, as you can see, and E means integrated antenna. I also have these mounts. This is actually ceiling mounts, but I placed them on the rack. These are actually really affordable. Affordable when you compare it with the newer one. But unfortunately, they support only up to 802.11n, so no AC with this one. It will still cover the 5 GHz range, but only with the N. Great for the lab. I use them a lot. They will also cover all the Cisco, let's say, features. All the features what you need for the CCNA wireless certification. Unfortunately, I don't have the physical wireless LAN controller, VLC. I use that virtualized on the bottom server. Actually, but unfortunately Cisco doesn't provide all of the features that you have on the physical equipment on their virtual. That was the fact with the VLC, virtual VLC. So, okay, I'll probably talk about in some other video. What's the rest of climate in the rack? Okay, before I talk about these Mikrotiks, I have these 3 power distribution unit PDUs. So, as you can see, I have like these are like you can connect up to 8 devices on it. I have filled 2 of these, and this is the 3rd one that I installed recently. I only currently have Mikrotiks attached to it, but I will probably add more equipment at a later date, because I want this lab to serve me with gear from the other vendors. That's the reason why, that's the actual reason why I have these 2 Mikrotiks here. I bought them like, I don't know, like a year and a half ago, I don't know, I can't remember. But it is actually, this is the Hoplite. This is their cheapest little router. These are actually cool devices. the pure fact that you can use all the, let's say, features of the bigger devices on these small ones and use it for the practice, that's ideal. It's not like that you need to buy all the enterprise grade equipment for your home lab. So I mean, but in the end it's Mikrotik. I can talk more about the vendors in the later videos. I will hope that it will be later videos if you like this one. My plan is to add something better here. Probably, I mean, Mikrotik always use the 3 devices in their labs, so I will have to buy the third one. I am not yet decided what I will buy, but something will come up, and it will be fitted just like this one. I used simple screws and nuts to attach them to this shelf. Okay, up to the top I have these blanks, and I have some ideas about what will come here in the future. I don't know if my wishes will come true, but we'll probably see it in the future videos. So, okay, I talked about this whole lab. I probably didn't talk about cable guides. I like to use them in the lab. I saw that some people just stack their equipment on top of the other and they don't care about cable guides, but really I don't want to have mess in my lab. I like to be neat. I like to see the LED lights on the ports, because that's part of the exercise. You need to behave like you are in actual production environment. The point of the lab is not just I want to do this, throw the cables and go away. Yeah, that's what this lab is all about, to be as professional as it could be. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell this at this point also are also connected to this patch panel, but you can see the 2 cables. One is the Ethernet port and one is the console port, so I can connect the Ethernet port to any switch I want. Yeah, as I show you, main tools, switch, basically we covered everything. Okay, yeah, and this wireless keyboard and mouse, I would like to tell something about it. Yeah, it serves me well. I like the fact that I can put it on the table, work inside of it. I mean, just to be honest, this lab will not be here. I mean, this is basically not in the center of my living room, but yeah, it's in my living room, and it will not be here. It will go on a special place, and I won't be able to mess much around these cables. About future improvements, I would probably like to put like slim patch panels here. This is just a blank. Oh yeah, blank covers. I forgot to tell something interesting about it. Yeah. Okay. The future plan is to actually use the slim patch panels and install here, so I can pull all the Ethernet, all the RJ45 from my servers front to the front. Yeah, and to actually, so I wouldn't go around the rack, plug the cable and bring it up on the front. But I will probably do that in very soon. So you could probably see it in the next video. About these blank panels, some of you will wonder, why did you put it in such a way? Okay, it's actually a really simple solution to prevent the devices from bending back. So if you take a look, you can also see that I put the blanks from the back side. So my devices, my routers, which are actually big and heavy, you can see there is a little bit slack. That's normal. I mean, you can, if you want to do any rack, and you could see that this device can bend a little bit, but not much. This is a few millimeters, and this blank panel is preventing to bend it further. So I mean, especially this heavy 2U router. So it is preventing the whole rack of equipment to sag a little bit. So you can see each and every piece of equipment has its own. You can't bend it down more than it already is. So, and of course, it stopped the equipment for overheating. So if someone else would build this lab, they would probably ignore it. But if I already had put, I mean, these cable guides, you can also, I mean, me, you, whatever who is doing this, can also put the blank front back. I find it to be a good solution because at the start I went without the back black panel, and when you stack so much gear, you can see that you can even bend this metal on the rack. I mean, this is the cheap 42 rack on the casters. It was like 80 euros or something like that. So it was extreme quality, but again, you can also see that I put these blanks to cover the PDUs. This actually this actually has an interesting story. This was the leftover when I didn't had I mean, I was unable to find the 4U case, so I basically took the random ATX mid tower case, and I drilled the holes because these holes are actually correspond to the case interior. I pulled the front panel and I mounted the desktop case inside the rack with this 4U blank. Interesting idea if you need something quick and cheap. It isn't actually durable like the real 4U case. I mean, this is real steel. You can't bend it or destroy it, but you can do it with ordinary case. So, and I also had some leftovers. Also funny story. I actually needed like 6 of them, and I ordered them at the same price as I ordered before, but it turned out that these were like 2-in-1 pack, so I had leftovers. Neat, but okay. So that's all about my network lab. We can talk more about this lab if you want in comments. If you like this video, you know what to do. If you don't like it, well, you can always unlike it. So that's all. Evolve signing out.